Today I want to talk to you about becoming the best version of yourself. Becoming the best version of you. Maximizing who you are and your efforts and your potential impact. Now, I'm a person who believes in maximization personally. And I think for you, this could mean a lot of really good things if you can continue to be the best you. Now, you don't have to compete with other folks. I'm not telling you to be someone else or to become someone else because we know that's impossible. But it is very possible for you to be and to become the best version of you. Now, again, I said I believe in self-maximization. I think you should do everything that you can to be the best person that you can during your limited time on this earth, because I promise you it is limited. Now, some may not believe that, but as they say, keep on living for as long as you can. But there is an exit plan, whether you are supportive of that exit plan or not. So self-maximize every moment that you can while you're here. And I think that all starts with, or for me, it starts with health. Because if you don't have your health, you've heard this before, you don't have anything. If you don't have your health, you can't be the person you need to be. You can't function properly. You can't move around in this world. You can't make the impact that you'd like to make. Herm Edwards, famous football coach, once said that the most important ability is availability. If you're not available, if you're not here, doesn't matter how smart you are, doesn't matter how talented, how skilled, or any of the rest. You have to have that foundation. The next one for me would be your education. I think that's very important because you have to know some things. Now, that is going to be both formal and informal. Your education is critical because without knowledge, you will fall for anything. Without knowledge, you won't be able to do much of anything. Without knowledge, you lose some of your potential value. After education, I think it's important to have your social or a social impact. You have to help your society. You have to help your community. Because if you don't have a community around you that's doing good things, then it doesn't matter how much money you might have, how many things you might have, how many cars you want to drive. If you don't have a functioning community, you've seen some of the horror movies about the world coming to an end and these people, you might have all kinds of cash and all kinds of other stuff, but without your community around you, again, you have nothing. And then thirdly, in that group for me would be to make sure that you're as good as you can be professionally. Every day, in every way, and on every play, as Grant Taft talked about, you should give your very best professionally. You should be the best that you can be. You should not have down days when you're being paid. When you're helping the people, when you're helping your customers, you should not be down ever. Every day. Michael Jordan talked about this. He said, there might be someone in this audience, someone in this arena who does not know that I'm the best basketball player to ever live. So I have to prove it each and every night. Self-maximization. Now, one of the ways to do that, one of the ways to continue to get better is to find role models in your life. This is something that doesn't cost you a whole lot, or it could cost you something if you're willing to invest in it, but it doesn't have to cost you a lot. But you should find individuals, find people, find companies, find organizations, find entities that are doing things that make you proud, make you listen, make you stand up, make you say, how do they do that? Find examples. Now, when you're building your pedestals for these companies or individuals, I would say that you wouldn't don't build them too high. Okay, you might want to go for the medium-sized or the small-sized pedestals that you put them on, because keep in mind, they're humans. But that doesn't mean that you can't learn from them. You can always learn. And for this presentation, I would like for you to think about Apple, the company Apple, as an example for all of us. Now, Apple is a wonderful organization. They've done a lot of good work. Many of you have their products on you, around your wrist, in your pocket, etc. But while we think about Apple, keep in mind that you can use preachers or clergy in your area. You could use, for example, as role models, you can use coaches. You can use players, athletes, performers. There are all kinds of people who are around you doing good things as well. So it doesn't have to be this multi-level, huge company. But for this example, let's use Apple. Apple started from humble beginnings. Apple started in a garage, a few guys with some ideas. From those ideas, they were able to become wonderful innovators. They did great things. They had some really good products. And then they almost went bankrupt. They fired Steve Jobs. They were in trouble. But then they came back because of innovation, because of leadership. They brought Steve back, and Steve insisted that each and everything that they did had to be the best, had to be marvelous, had to be something that would make you fall in love with the product. Apple is now the largest company in the world, over $800 billion in value. So what are some of the things that we can learn from Apple? Again, back to health. Think about what Apple does in terms of health. One of the things they do is inspiration. Through the Apple Watch, they remind you to breathe, right? Something I think most of you are doing on a regular basis. But they'll remind you to breathe. They remind you to stand up. Every hour, you need to stand up. You need to move. Apple will help you with that. So what can you do for yourself in the area of health as you're following this model? One is to always seek balance in your life. Always seek balance. You need to move. You need to exercise. You need to eat right. You need to do all those things. If it's good enough for Apple, it should be good enough for us. You need to greatly reduce your footprint in the area of healthcare. And you can do that by first being your own physician. Work on yourself. Education is next. What is Apple doing in regards to education? They do have a strong position there. In their stores, they have Apple Today, where you can go in and they will talk to you about what are you doing today at Apple? What can you learn? What can we teach you? You can go to any of the Apple stores and they're always teaching, always helping. They have a program called Connect Ed, where they reach out and work with schools, trying to share and connecting technology with education, because we know it's critical. Now, what can we do through education? One simple thing that we all can do. Every day, learn something new. Every day, learn something new. For example, did you know that George Washington was the first president of these United States? You're wrong. He was actually the 9th. Now you're going to look that up, aren't you? You're going to Google that. He was actually the 9th president of these United States. Every day, learn something new. Social impact. Apple. What do they do in this category? Their philosophy is, and I love this, we're all in this together. We're all in this together. skin color, nationality, gender, who you like and who you don't like, who you love, who you don't love. We're all in this together. Small planet, let's work together. What's another thing Apple does in this category? They would tell you to leave the planet in a better condition. Don't make it worse. Return something to the planet if you can. Don't hurt the planet. And you know, as huge as they are, that's important. Now, what can you do socially? Find a cause. Find something that you can get behind. Find something that you care about and support it. Professional impact. Steve Jobs, Apple. I'm really excited about this concept. This is what's cool. Apple had this really, really, really good product. And they and you could get music on this product, and you could and people were wearing it on their bodies, and it changed the music industry, right? You know what I'm talking about? It changed the music industry. And many of you had iPods, right? iPods were the thing. They weren't just an MP3 player, they were iPods. And then, it was the best. Changed the music industry. I don't think you can, Best Buy said they're going to stop selling CDs because of that iPod and what they did with iTunes. But guess what? They replaced that product, in effect, with the iPhone. They came out with another product so good that it stepped on one of the most amazing products in history. Now think about that for a second. Most of you don't carry around an iPod and an iPhone, do you? The iPhone has one inside. That's how amazing Apple is. They're continuing to try to invent. They're coming up with that next big thing. What are you doing? Your professional impact should be, in my opinion, to be indispensable, to be irreplaceable, to be so good that your company, your business, your school would hate to see you leave. You would leave a void so wide that it would shake the foundation of where you are. That's the kind of employee you should be. That's the kind of business owner you should be. You should be the kind of business owner where if your product were to go out of business, the community would shake and would know that something is wrong. How can we survive without them? We need a replacement because they are that good. That's who you want to be. For us and for me, here in Odessa, Texas, I came to work at Odessa College a little over 11 years ago. And we were at Odessa College, we were okay. We were okay. We were not the best and we were not the worst, we were okay. And then there was this little thing called a defunding scare that hit us a few years back, where our existence was threatened. And for me and our team, we decided that it was no longer okay to be okay. We decided that if we're going to go away, if someone's going to take out Odessa College, they're going to take out the best community college in the nation, and shame on them if they do it. Since that point, as many of you know, we have won almost every major award in this country and in this state. Little old Odessa College, from the home of Friday Night Lights. We have become the most decorated community college in the United States because each and every day, each department, each person, we are committed to being the best community college in the nation. Why? because we owe the people of this community that. If you fund us, if our community invests in us the way that they have, then we should endeavor to give them the best product possible. No question, no excuses. We've doubled our graduation rates. We've increased our enrollment by over 35 or 40%. Soon we'll announce a plan where we will increase it another 40 or 50%. Yes, little old Odessa College, because we want to be the best in the nation. Now, for you personally, wouldn't it be a shame? Wouldn't it be a shame to go through this life being okay when you have greatness inside of you? Don't settle. Don't give in. Don't settle for being okay. Don't relax once you've almost done it. Do everything that you can to be the very best that you can be, the very best, and great things will come your way. Thank you for being here today. Thanks for being a part of this event. We appreciate you all so much. Have a great day.